Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica and our side series, The Tech Deep End. What we're going to be taking a look at today is the proper method to convert your Konami 3DO M2 board so that you can play all the different games. There's a little bit of copy protection involved, and what we're going to do is break that down and show you guys exactly how you can convert your board to play whatever game you would like. So taking a look here, Total Vice and Tobey Polystars run on one BIOS, where Battle Tryst, Heat of 11, and Hell Knight or Evil Knight run on a different BIOS. So if we take a look at the BIOS chips and files themselves, on the left we're going to have the Revision 1 BIOS, and on the right we're going to have the Revision 2. Those BIOS files are not interchangeable. You have to have the correct BIOS in your JAMA board to be able to boot the games listed below. And if you have a Revision 2 board, you're going to have that real-time clock chip. This board plays all 5 games, where the Revision 1 only plays the first 2. So if you are going to convert your BIOS over, it's really good to have a Revision 2 board. Something like Evil Knight, Battle Tryst, or Heat of 11 will be able to play all 5 games, where if you swap the chips on a Total Vice or Tobey Polystars board, you're only going to be able to play 1 or 2. So taking a look at the actual discs themselves, you're going to see that there are different codes on them, AAC, UAC, and AAB. And Konami region coded these discs, and on the A series, the B and the C are going to be revisions. So even if you have the same BIOS, you do have to amend the disc and hex to make them work. You'll see here on Heat of 11 versus the World Soccer Championship, same game, 2 different regions. But if we take a look at Battle Tryst, this is the one game where the revision doesn't have to have the hex edited in the files. These 2 discs will run interoperable on a Battle Tryst board without flashing any of the hex or code. But if you take a look at these right here, we have the 4 different regions. You're going to see J, A, E, and U. And what those are going to stand for is J is going to be Japan, E is going to be Euro, A is going to be Asia, and U is going to be USA. And Konami kept that pretty consistent across all their CD-based arcade games, so it's a good rule of thumb. The one difference between the boards is going to be that Tobey Polystars only has 4 megabytes of RAM versus 8, so if you want to be able to play all 5 games, I definitely recommend you avoid that particular board, as it's going to be limited to just that one game. Taking a look here, we have the TL866 Universal Programmer. What we're going to notice when we put the chip on top is it is 2 pins short. There's 1 pin on each side that's not going to fit in. So we have this purchased from Ukraine adapter. I found that on eBay. I'm not going to link it because it's not available anymore, but you can get these pretty easily if you just check eBay and you just type in the right chip code and say adapter. You're going to see that that chip now slots perfectly into the reader, and it's going to have the different bank switches, so we can write to the particular banks that BIOS needs to go to, making ourselves a brand new BIOS. But when you're in hex, you need to change the disk code on the front of the disk, and we showed those earlier. So if you're going to convert something like Battle Tryst over to an Evil Knight board, you're going to have to amend the data. I'll leave all the different disk codes in the description below, that way you can see what's going on. But by changing the disk code, this is the security key that the board's going to look for, so you're going to know exactly what it is you need to change. You'll see that there's that 1998 on the left here, and that is the year of release. If you're converting something like Total Vice over to run on a Rev 2 board, you need to change 97 to 98. But right here we have the 2 BIOS files. Like I said earlier, you can get those from MAME dumps, and they're going to be perfectly fine. They've been checked and I tested them. But when we get into the chip burner, you're going to have to select the correct chip, and that's going to be the ST model. We'll show you that in a little bit. And you're going to go ahead and load up the file as a binary to get everything ready. Down below, you're going to see in a minute, there's going to be a check ID. Right here, you'll see all the different data for that BIOS is available. And you want to just uncheck check ID if you're using that adapter like I am, or else it's going to read as an improper chip. But you come up and hit program, and then you're going to hit program one more time. You will see mine failed, but that's just because I'm actually writing a chip right now. I'm just showing you guys how it works. But if your chip programs successfully, it'll tell you so, and you'll be able to pop that BIOS right in the board. So the model you need is the ST-MC27C160. You can get them on eBay for like $2 to $3 a piece, maybe 8. But on your first boot, that real-time clock and EEPROM test will fail. So you have to hold down the test switch so that you're able to get it to rewrite the EEPROM on the second boot. It's infinitely reprogrammable, so don't worry about it. And here's a little chart showing you what boards will play what games. You'll see Battle Tryst, Heat of 11, and Evil Knight will play all 5 games. Total Vice will play 2 games, and Tobey Polystars will just play the 1 singular game. So this is a good conversion chart, so when you're shopping for boards, you know what you need to buy. But what you're looking at right here is a Heat of 11 board, and it's going to be booting Tobey Polystars because we switched the BIOS on the JAMA board, and we hex edited the disk code for Tobey Polystars to match the Heat of 11 disk code that we showed earlier, and that's all you need to do to convert your Konami M2 boards to run all the different games. Really hope you appreciated this video. It took a lot of time to make, so if you could do us a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe. Definitely appreciate it. Short of that, we'll be back on Tuesday with our entry in our mainline series. We hope you have a great weekend. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'm happy to help. Bye-bye.